Decepticons, attack! Autobots, it's grind time!
Yes, it is, and I am he, and welcome back, Transformers Earth Wars fans, for another video. And in today's video, we're touching on another topic that needs a little bit of fixing, so you know what that means. Yo, Space Ape, you gotta fix this.
What?
That's right. This is a topic that Space Ape needs to do a little bit of work on. I'm going to give some credit out to my fellow YouTuber, my brother from a British mother, Sunstreaker Wozza. He covered this topic in a stream, which gave me an idea, which led to this little video I'm making. So I'll link that video, or link his channel down in the description. Please check him out if you haven't already. So today's topic is wars. That's right, wars. What can be done to change them? What can be done to improve them? Do they need improving? I believe they do. So we have a few different ideas. The first one, which is the easiest one to do, would be for different paths to get to the commander. So whether it's the same first base and it branches off, or I think it'd even be better if if there were three different base ones, you pick one, you go, and then you're stuck on that path to get to the commander's base. And every base 4, the base right before the commander, every base 4 is an officer. That way the officers are a little more important, I guess, because they're going to be in every war. Now, I know that some alliances don't focus as much on wars. Our alliance, it's one of the biggest things we do is wars. And to tell you how it goes, we have pathfinders. So these are the people who generally score 300s or perfect scores in wars. In the Prime League hard mode, you get 300 total points. If you're not in the hard mode, then your total that you get is 225. So we have a bunch or several pathfinders. So within the first hour of each tracked war, so this is an alliance that we think will challenge us or possibly beat us if we don't all participate and do our best. We have pathfinders for the first hour. They get to go, and they do that because typically, like I said, they score always 300 or right near 300, and that way the other members of the alliance can look at what they've done and see, okay, this base has these defenses, they have this outpost, they have mines here, they have all that kind of stuff, and they can see how the pathfinders attack those bases. However, if there were multiple paths to get to the commander, alliances would either have to have pathfinders that took each path to show it, or the more players would just be going in without that kind of preview and without that kind of foreknowledge for each one. So I think that this method right here, the different paths to get to the commander, is probably the best and most doable change to wars that Space Ape could enact pretty quickly. I also like the idea of the officers being base 4, like I said. Now, that's not the only thing that we could do, though. I mean, we're spitballing here. We're throwing things up against the wall just to see what sticks. So, we could also have the commander's base whenever a war starts. Obviously, it'd be just in the war, but the commander's base could be modified to have like raid-like weapons. Have some things upgraded to be more like raid-type weapons. The combiner or the HQ itself could be changed into a Titan, and then the attacking alliance has to treat the commander's base like a raid base, so it takes all of the alliance to take it down. Now, I wouldn't make it a raid base. Like, I'm not going to chalk it full of defenses. Just the defenses that are on the map already are the ones that get turned into raid-like weapons. And then, like I said, I think maybe the HQ becomes a Titan. Now, the problem with that, obviously, is not every base is designed such that you could just switch out the HQ with the Titan. And that would be an issue. I'm not totally sure how they could fix that and make it work, but I'm sure they could come up with something that would make it work. But you get all kinds of obviously base designs, and most, I don't know, most of them, some of them, a lot of them, I don't know what the percentage is. I could make it up. 80% of percentages are made up on the spot anyway. Anyways, but switching out either, like I said, so that the combiner that comes out, but a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into their combiners. And if I've got a 5-star Omega Supreme as my combiner in my outpost, or in my combiner outpost, I darn sure want that combiner to be the one that the attacking enemy has to deal with. So I don't think it's a good idea to switch out the combiner, but if somehow they could switch out the HQ to be a Titan, and then everyone in the alliance goes to work on that. So the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members that get to that commander's base is not going to be able to beat it by themselves. It's going to take everybody, but all the damage they do remains. Or, obviously, another solution would be to either just add a raid base to the end of it, or something like that. That way. The other thing that I would like to see, and part of that plays into the idea of a raid-like commander base, is I want the members that actually participate in the war to earn more rewards. So if we've got a cupcake war, if for whatever reason maybe we lost one and we dropped down a league or whatever, or somebody who rarely makes it to Prime League made it up to Prime League and they got unlucky and drew us, and we know it's going to be a cupcake war. A lot of times, sometimes I don't even participate. A lot of guys won't even participate in a war like that because it only takes a few of us to 300 that opponent, and then the war is pretty much over. Like the other people know they can't get past our first, second base, whatever. But especially in the lower alliances, I know participation is an issue. And I think a good way to help fix that is your rewards you get for winning the war are based on how far you get in the war. So whether that's they keep the same rewards, but it's broken up by a percentage. So let's say if you, for easy math here, let's in fifths, because obviously there's 5 bases in a war. So let's say you beat base 1. You've earned 1/5 of the rewards. You beat base 2, you've earned 2/5 of the rewards. You flame out on base 3, you don't, even if your alliance wins, you still only get the 2/5 of the rewards. But on the converse side of that is if you defeat the commander or get to the commander's base, if it were to become like the raid type situation, then you get all of the rewards, whatever it is that's offered. But that way, especially in the lower leagues, it would help. Have people participate more. It'd help them, encourage them. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry about that. Struggling a little bit. It would encourage them to participate and to give their best effort on each base, and not just an officer messaging them saying, "Hey, you need to try the war," so they just take their worst team and just throw it in there and say, "Sorry, I'm not tough enough to win." If you don't participate, you don't get the rewards. And for those that do participate, you get the rewards. That's the way I think it should be. So that's another fix they could do, is participation rewards. And then, like I said, changing the commander's base so that it takes all of the alliance attacking it together, or taking turns like a raid base or whatever. To get it. Now, the problem with that is, there's 40 members in alliance, and let's say after 20 people, that commander's base goes down. Then what? Do you start it over again or whatever? So there are some holes in that idea. So what do you think about that? Throw it down in the comments. Do you have a solution for that? Do you like that idea? Do you hate that idea? I don't know that it would work. I'm just spitballing, like I said. And another unpopular opinion I've got for modifying our war system is elimination mode wars. You heard that right. I said elimination. That means you can only use each bot in that war one time. That way, a player like myself, who has one war team that I always use on every base, no matter what the design is, I would have to get a little more creative because I'd only be able to use those bots one time. That would be very, very challenging, and I realize that not every player, or actually I think fewer than I even thought, like to level up all their bots. I try to level up all my bots just because why not? That's, I've got them. They're in the game, blah, blah, blah. Eventually they might get buffed. If they're no good right now, they might get buffed where they are. The meta might change where all of a sudden you want to have Rook, but before you didn't. Or you want to have Cheetor, but before you didn't. Or whatever it is. Star Saber used to be the guy. He's not so much anymore. Alita 1 was the one you wanted, but now she's not quite as viable as she used to be. So things change is what I'm saying. And so I always try to keep all my bots leveled up. I mean, all my 4 stars are at least over 50. And I'm working on maxing my 5 stars, as everyone knows. Just because if something changes and all of a sudden you got to have Warpath to clear wars or Sludge or whatever, I want to have that bot, have it ready to go. Just got to swap around some cores and combat bots, and that bot's good to go. That's my philosophy. I know not everybody does that. But if we had elimination mode wars, could you imagine trying to beat those bases where you're having to come up with new teams and new methods for every single base? So obviously on base 1, you're going to try to use your weakest bots possible because that should be the weakest base in the war. So you're trying to get through with just the bare minimum of your bots. And then by the time you get to base 5, I mean, holy smokes, who do you have left? How do you, can you hold back your big guns for that base or whatever? I think that would be very interesting. And I understand that not very many people would be excited about it. Whatever. I'm just trying to come up with new ways to make it engaging, to make it fun, to make it challenging. So we're spitballing. We're spitballing here. And then, of course, my old favorite, the one I keep harping on that I've been told time and time again will never, ever happen, just like they'll never, ever give out a 5-star bot. Oh, wait, they are, is the 2 wars daily. I want one for each faction. I don't know why they set it up to where you had to choose to be an Autobot or Decepticon. And I don't, and like I said in my other video, I don't want to start a second account. I've already got a pretty good collection of Decepticons on my grind time account, and I just want to use them more. I want them to have a purpose and a reason, and make me want to invest in them, Space Ape, and I will. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm collecting them because it's fun. Because every now and then, I just get a little bit bored, and I want to switch things up and try something different. So I'll get out my cons and I'll run with them. But I'm not going to go do a whole nother account and start all over again to build up a con team. I know lots of people do it, and that's fabulous. Congratulations, way to go. Not for me. So I would like to see that happen eventually, where we have a full run, whether that's just, you only design your base one time, and it's the same whether you're, painted for bot or painted for con. I don't know. You switch back and forth or whatever, but that's what I would like to see. And that's it. That's me spitballing ideas for wars here. I like the different path to the commander with the officers being base 4. I like the idea of the commander being a base that like the entire alliance has to try to battle, but it does have the problem of what happens if you defeat it, with the first 10 or 20 or even 25 members of the alliance getting to it, because then what do the rest of the guys have to do? I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your ideas are. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Were you even paying attention? And thanks again to Sunstreaker Wozza for the idea of the war. He did the stream about it, kind of spitballing ideas too. And it kind of got my brain churning, and that's why I donated to his channel. To pay him for the idea, because I knew I was going to wind up doing this video here. So guys, let me know in the comments, like I said, what you think. Do you have any different ideas? And let's discuss them. Let's start a chat about it. But if you like the content I'm putting out, hey, be a friend, tell a friend, pass it along, give it to your mom or whatever, and say, hey, mom, check this guy out. He's making great Transformers videos. Don't do that. Your mom's gonna hate it. And put a like on this video if you like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And that's it. Until next time, guys, just keep grinding.